Hello there. Hi, it's me, Scott. I feel like it's got a slow start today. It's trying. I don't know. We don't want to go into it. Anyway, trying like a different life pattern today, and I feel like it just made me start everything slowly, slowly. But that's fine. I think that's fine. It's March 20th. Is today the first day of spring? 2021. Is it today? Is it tomorrow? Is it yesterday? No, today. It's today. Well, according to this. According to this picture of Stonehenge, it's today. So welcome to spring. So, we for some reason started making this like talk show host, digital assistant, whatever, because I got so fed up with working on channel points. So I kind of think that's the wrong button. I kind of think we just continue with that and add some more things, because the thing I really wanted, for whatever reason that I want it, I want the robot to pick wallpaper for me. First of all, that would be great. Second of all, I want the robot to recite poetry to me, but poetry that it makes up. And so I was looking at stuff. There's this new AI, GPT-3 from OpenAI, that is crazy. You can like give it a band name and say you want lyrics, and it will invent lyrics that band would have written. But GPT-3 is, you have to sign up for access right now. I know I'm so new to all this AI stuff, by the way, so I'll probably say things incorrectly. Like this squirrel, not AI driven. This boat, not AI. Is that a boat full of trash? Okay. Nice kitchen. Some trees. Lovely. Should I just move to Norway before the end of the year? Probably should. And I can see this leaf in person. Although I have to, like, the wallpaper situation. That's kind of cool, though. In general, the wallpaper situation for the last couple weeks has really been kind of letting me down. I feel like we have not done... I don't know what changed. Maybe I changed, maybe Unsplash changed, maybe this wallpaper thing changed, but it doesn't feel like... I don't feel like I'm getting what I need from this wallpaper. There's that lovely place again. What a beautiful sky. Let's just go with this. Okay, so we, what did we do yesterday? I don't even know. It feels like we spent time and then something happened. We did switch to Unity 2020.3. Now that we're 3 months into 2021, 2020.3 is out. So anyway, so no GPT-3, but there is deep AI. There is deep AI has a bunch of APIs, most of them that don't seem super useful to us in this situation. I mean, some are kind of interesting. Like, it just has a bunch of online APIs to this, you know, the stuff you see now and then in the world of waifu. Great. Are these before or after images? Is this bear a waifu? I don't understand. We do get sentiment analysis, which I think is interesting. But the thing I really wanted was there is this looks like a really simple text generation API based on GPT-2, and it doesn't seem quite as good. I mean, just for what we want. But it seems easy enough to just generate from text. So we would give it some text, like a poem about horses. A poem about horses. He took another horse. He went to the great pigeon's house and told me this. Thy son found us. It took him 3 days to take one. From the poem of his grandson, he said, woe to all those who hunt my deer, little whose bones and my bones, and I don't know about the man who was hurt. For this year, that has happened. I have not had the time. I could look. I have not had the time to cry. I have not slept because of you. I have not slept because of you. I have not had the time. My heart trembled. So I had not time for the day I could have been at home. I had to go back because of you. To the poem of the great horse of his own race, he said, whoa, what? Wait, what's going on with this poem? This poem took a turn that I was not expecting. Interesting. That one doesn't look as much like a poem. I don't know, some questionable content coming out here. That first one looked like a poem. Torture, torture, I know you know. Worse than torture, torture, your brother is coming out. I know he is coming out. I know he wants to see you so. Why did they come, and can I come? The words are in rhyme from the poem below. This is a good one. I like this one. That's probably the best one. Okay. Well, now I feel uncomfortable because suddenly there was embedded meaning in these poems that I didn't expect. I guess that's how it works, you know. There's some intent there, or in my interpretation of it. So I did also remember, you know, we were looking at Minecraft, and then I realized we mostly don't care. We mostly don't care about what Minecraft does. Minecraft uses pie jokes as a source of jokes to tell. But I don't want to use pie jokes. So is there like a NPM jokes module? There probably is, right? A random joke responder. Awesome dev jokes. Chuck Norris jokes. Your mama jokes. Rick Roll. One-liners randomly from a specific category. So can they be wholesome? Can I get like a use without permission? Okay. My worry is, you know, what are the jokes like? I don't know. I don't know about these jokes. We need simpler jokes. What is it? What antics? What does that mean? The antic module console logs things you might hear at a party or other awkward gathering. This person uses the word interwebs, so immediately I kind of question jokes by Adam or learned on some mystic on the mountains. I don't know if I trust you with the jokes. Stream dad jokes. Oh, it's probably stream dad jokes, not jokes about stream dads. Random Jokes API. Very useful joke, aka meme API. Maybe I just don't like jokes. Joke, roast, anti-joke, quotes, useless web, shower thought, trivia, compliment, truth. How does this work? Image generation. Is this really like an API, or is there just a bunch of jokes in here? A bunch of jokes in here. Okay, I already don't like it. Okay, these are like programmer jokes. I want jokes that are like my favorite joke, which is, what is the best time to go to the dentist? 2:30. That's probably my favorite joke. Random Reddit jokes. Random jokes for you. Maybe this guy won't tell jokes. I want jokes. Let's sort by quality. I want only the highest quality jokes. No. Does this like scrape? Okay. Well, I feel like I'm striking out a little bit with the jokes and the poems. How do you feel about this, robot?
Hello, friends.
Hello. I want that robot to have a little bit of agency in life. So one thing I actually was thinking, like, if we do this, I think it makes sense to keep all the brains in on the JavaScript side of things, right? And then there would just be commands, and we wouldn't worry about, natural language processing or anything like that, because we'd want to use chat commands or probably actually channel points anyway. And so, I mean, I guess we could, we could talk about the weather. Since we already have a Google Cloud Key, I'm actually a little curious about featured products, AI and machine learning, detect emotion or text, translation, training, hosting, managing ML models, custom machine learning model training and development. There's natural language stuff, but I think we don't care that much about it. Conversation applications and systems development suite for virtual agents. We just don't want to accidentally do anything useful. Obviously, we don't want to do anything useful with this. Not doing anything there. I just want to see if anything jumped out as a fun thing. That's a little bit interesting. Not quite what I want, probably, but... Okay, but wait, where was, was just regular old Google search. See all. So dialogue flow, lifelike conversation AI with this for state-of-the-art virtual agents. Intuitive customer conversations. Naturally and accurately, both. I mean, it would just, the only reason I would want to use this is if it had, one, if it didn't cost very much money, which probably does. Ideally, it costs no money. But if it could, just have really basic respond to whatever, you know. So you get a credit, but that's not, doesn't seem like monthly credit like some of the other services. So I don't know about that. And if we got GPT-3 where you could give it some context, like, we could just do a bad version of this later anyway. Like, it definitely doesn't need to be good. Like, why would you want it to be good? So one thing would be nice is if just like... Okay, so what I was saying is like keeping all the brain on the JavaScript side, because it's really easy to iterate through that and reload without having to stop the display. So kind of like that. Does Google have a weather API, by the way? Kind of don't think they do. Yeah, you'd have to use some other endpoint, which is fine. Like, you could just... See, like, what I would kind of like to... I'm thinking of the best way to do this. There's various ways to do this. I know a little bit about it, not too much about it, but ways to have, like, agents. And there's lots of sort of ways to have agents have agency to, like, you know, for, like, whatever they are, video game AI or bots or whatever, to, like, want to do things. There's like goal-oriented action programming. I don't know if people use this, but it's a thing. So there's various ways to structure, like, hey, the robot wants to do something. So, or like in a game AI, like I think a finite state machine is maybe this is an outdated way to do things, of just like what the AI is going to decide to do, based on what's going on in the world. So like the external state here, something about the position of the leaves, something about the mouse, and then this little AI, which I guess is an ant, will decide what it wants to do based on the situation. And I mean, you know, Unity has built-in, it has its animator that uses its state machine like this, like to go where, based on certain conditions, and those conditions can be very simple. We wouldn't want to use that for logic, probably. But I wonder if there is some just simple, like, finite state machine. That's a lot of downloads. What do people actually use this for? People use this for UI? I see. So this would be like underlying... This is like underlying application logic. But this seems very much for displaying content. At least that's how they're presenting stuff. Did work on a project recently that used a different approach called REIT networks. It's like a rule engine. So you basically set up a bunch of rules and then a small rule engine for Node. I mean, Knowles is a good name. No longer maintained. Last published 4 years ago. Wait, did that say 4 years ago? I thought I was just looking at one. Business rules engine. So with a rules engine, you just set up rules that are like... You have some facts. You know, you just have some facts about the... At least in this case. You have some facts about the world. Like this example is about a basketball player. And here's the facts. This basketball player, game duration is 40 minutes and they have 6 fouls. And so this is going to decide whether or not they have fouled out of the game. And you just set up these rules. So you just add all these rules. And then you run the engine. And it will evaluate the rules. And then there'll be some result. So like in this case, the player will have fouled out. And you can also have... I mean, you can build like giant networks of rules, interdependent rules. I don't know about this particular library, but I know that's a thing people do. So you can add facts. Oh, so it can like look it up. That's still not what I'm thinking. I mean, that, you know, that the basics of that's fine. Nested. Dynamic facts. Fact dependency. Dependencies on other facts. Facts that load asynchronously from outside sources. So this is just like adding these rules. So this is looking for like, this is looking for Microsoft employees that have been fired. And this is looking for people who worked longer than 5 years. What? These two, is that just let facts and then okay. Those are not related commands. So on success, you did meet the conditions or you didn't meet the conditions. Okay, so an almanac is just where you can store facts. Oh wait. I mean, this is probably way more complicated than we actually need, right? Like, but it's a way to build robust agents that can decide to do something based on whatever the facts are. Rule for identifying people who may like screwdrivers. If you're a person who drinks orange juice and you enjoy vodka, and then rule for who should be invited. Okay, first you have to, great. You only want people who are social and you only want people who like screwdrivers. And so both of those are, so screwdriver aficionado it's a fact that is set. So as this runs, you can set a fact and say, hey, this person's a screwdriver aficionado. Where was the one that, how did you decide if people were social? Is sociable. Where did is sociable come from? Oh, it's just a fact. So that's already just true. It's not determined by, right? That's not determined by a rule. It's just, okay, sure. But you could imagine that. So invite rule. I wonder how do you say that this rule depends on another rule, though? Because you don't already know that. I don't think I quite understand the dependency of these. Like, how do you make invite rule needs to depend on? Maybe it's just smart enough to do that. Oh, that's the reason not. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. Ben, how's it going? I'm looking at rules. I'm looking at a JavaScript rules engine, and I don't know if I want to go down this route. Ben is a rules expert. Wait, why didn't the guy talk? What happened? Oh, the brain isn't running. It is running. No, that's the wrong project. Wait, don't show that project. That's the wrong project. Let's see. We want this project. Okay. I don't think that project was that secret. Maybe I have to go blank it out on YouTube. This thing. Is this the right one? This is the right one. Now you can talk. Now, yeah, now.
Hello?
Okay. Now we can talk. I just wanted to, I was just thinking of ways to give this robot some kind of agency. And I was thinking about GOPE, goal-oriented action programming, and I was thinking about REIT networks, but I was also thinking of just like a switch statement. Because I really just want a robot that just decides to do a thing now and then. Really just based on a clock, probably. Like, I kind of want the robot to have a list of commands, but if no one has done a command for a while, the robot will just decide to do a command, basically. But the commands will generally take parameters, so that's a weird thing, is like, where does the robot... Like, what's the robot want to think about? I don't know. I don't know the answer. So, probably one thing we want to do is have the... This is still not the right project. Is it? Did I put the node project inside the Unity project? What? Apparently it... What? Oh. Oh, wait. No. Okay. That's funny. It's here, and that's in Unity. Oh, man. Okay. Maybe we take a minute to clean things up, or we just don't care. Maybe we just don't care at this minute. So that's weird that worked. Okay, so now I don't want to go that deep. I definitely do not need anything that complicated. I just want really simple. I want, you know, the main idea would be that the robot would do things as requested by channel points, but then I just want the robot to, if no one's done any channel points for a while, to just decide to do something. And so rules would be a way to do that, like some kind of finite state machine, simpler, you know, state machine would be a way to do that. There's also GOP would be a way to do that, and then there's of course a million other kinds of like agent, but I don't need anything very smart. I don't even want anything very smart. I kind of want it to be bad. So I was just thinking, so like that rule engine is quite simple in that it seems to just, like, you just have a list of facts and then it runs rules based on the facts. Like, it's, I mean, I'm sure you can make things more complicated than that, but like you could just have a fact that was like, hey, you haven't, nobody has done a command in a while, and you haven't done this particular command for a while. And it's probably overkill to do that with rules, but then, you know, then we could do fancier things down the line. But I think we don't want to do that to start with. Yeah, I don't know if we want to get into like some kind of tree, but so the thing that I want, I don't know if you've looked at this at all, but GPT-3 is like so eerily good that you kind of just, I have very little, I mean, I have literally no experience with it, and I've only recently learned about it, and I don't know that much about it, but it is so absurdly good that if you just like tell it a little something, it will sort of complete the thought for you, and you can give it context, and the context could be the rest of a chat. And so you can use, if you just want a robot to continue a, that's interesting. Why is, wait, does that mean I can use it through Microsoft? Anyway, you can do stuff that's like, what was that one thing I was looking at? Twilio GPT-3. it's just too good. It's just too good that with a little bit of context, it can do insane things. Like the context can just be like, hey, here's a band, and here's I want to know some lyrics. So like, for example, you can say artist Sepultura lyrics, and if you just give them this, if you feed this into GPT-3, it will just create lyrics for a Sepultura song. Which is insane. And I don't think GPT-2... GPT-2... I don't know, we were experimenting with that. It seemed not as robust. But I don't have a key for this yet. Actually, let's just try it, though, with that deep AI. This... Like, what if you put this in here? Oh, we probably didn't need the special characters. So it's artist Sepultura lyrics. Yeah, I mean, gee, and it could be just this simple. I don't know enough about what's going on underneath the hood. So this doesn't quite get it. Like GPT-2, or maybe it's the model that it's using. I really don't know. I can't say. Wait, is using GPT-3 or GPT-2? What are you using? Oh, really? Through OpenAI? Like, did they license it through OpenAI, or how do they have access to it? I didn't know. Like, this is kind of interesting, because if you could just do it through... Oh, does this mean that Microsoft can use it for their services, not that Microsoft is exposing an endpoint, though? Oh, man, I want it. It seems so ridiculous. It'd be so easy to build a chatbot. And of course, that, you know, like with AI Engine and stuff, it's so easy to just generate insanity. So I would like it just because it seems so easy to have an agent just make up stuff. And I'm sure you could use it to make an agent make a decision. Like if you said, what do you want to do? And then gave the commands as context, like I feel like there would have to be a way to like give it the right context to let it just choose from something. Maybe I'm wrong. So, okay. Well, so glitch. I'm never going to find anything. Why would I even think that I could search for anything on Bing? Oh, I see. It seems like GPT-2, you can get access to some form of it that's pretty wide open. I mean, but that's not hosted by OpenAI, because there's like the hosted AI from OpenAI. And maybe that is where the pricing tiers come in. I do know a friend of a friend who seems to have access. Maybe I could get access in that way. Like, or we could just build things that are truly terrible right now. Because I don't even know if I really want to do this. This is an accident. Making this robot host is kind of an accident, but also kind of funny. Oh, really? Do you think AI Dungeon has to pay? Or do you think they just have some deal? I don't want to pay. I mean, that's with the API, though. Like, if it's just... If I don't have to use the hosted API... Because GPT-2 is just available. Right? Like, I can just go here. and have GPT-2 and run it locally. Retro games in gym. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I could just, maybe I could just use GPT-2 and then train it myself to be terrible. Definitely doesn't need to be good. I mean, especially just with whatever thing I'm going to make up today on a stream. So, anyway, I made some kind of command manager, or Bot made this. So maybe we'll just steal that. No. Oh, I forgot I used a map. Wow, that's weird. Apparently I learned about a map and then I used it and I forgot all about it. Maybe because I couldn't serialize it. So how do I actually process my commands though? Oh, I truly just did it. Okay, so I did... How did I do this? Must be on the server side. Now, if there's a chat command. Oh boy. So there's two tiers of commands. So this is a chat command, and then we split it and we get the first element, and that is what we call the command. And then we pass the whole command through. Oh, and we just didn't make it support. Parameters. So this is not good. It's not a good system, but let's just let's try it anyway. Commands. So I was doing stuff like this. And then do I want to take the full... How do I want to do this? Unless I already parse it. Like when chat, so when we get chat, I did this in a very silly way. Guess we just feed the arguments as a string. We definitely don't do it like this, because this is a dumb way to do this. So this is annoying because all of this stuff is there's just all this additional context. You have to purchase Maya to add users. like add. It depends on how your license is, right? Whether your license can either be a multi-user license, like an organizational license. I don't know. I would kind of guess not for a trial. I would kind of assume for the trial that the other user you wanted to add would just also need to do a trial, but I've never actually done that. So I don't know. The benefit of being a one-person organization sometimes, I guess. Okay, so when I get a message, there's all this context. I don't actually like the way they do this, actually. I would prefer getting the raw message, I think. How did I do that? How did I do that here? Oh, I just make it. So that gives all of the context. Channel, user state, and message. Okay, so we'd probably want to do something like what? Something like if the first character of the message equals and it starts with an exclamation point, then we're like, hey, this is a command. The interface does suck. I agree. The Autodesk interface is not very helpful. I'm sorry I don't know the answer. I let my LT lapse after several years. I just wasn't using it very much. Message length greater than 0. Okay, so we'll say, hey, this is a command. So like, let command equal and split it based on a space and get the first thing, and then that's going to be the command. Help. Okay, we got a command. So then the value just kind of wants to start wherever the command is done, right? So it's like message.substring command.length. Oh. Something like that. And then so if I just do help, the value is nothing. If I do help me, so actually I want to go one further. Like one past the command length because of the space. Is that gonna break? Help. No value. Help. Me. Time, Norway.
The time in Norway is 9 hours 57 minutes and 13 seconds PM.
Thanks, buddy. So that gives us a command and a value, and then I guess we can pass... So one thing would be we could just pass all the original stuff, like everything, you know, give it all the context, and then add our own command and value. Like just make a get data structure. And then we would say... if I don't remember the syntax for this. If commands what? We have like nested commands here, which is weird. So it just has. So if commands has the command we want. How was I calling that? A get. So it'd just be kind of like this, and then pass the data structure right to it. So now if I do time, yeah. And we could try to make it smart.
The time in Norway is 10
like,
hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds PM.
That's the time in Norway. So now... So we probably still want to do this. How much of this do I want to parse? Like if I send that whole thing through, I don't know. What's weird is we'll have like 3 layers of stuff because we have like the command as it comes in, and then we have whatever the thing we want to build and then pass to Unity is like a separate command, sort of. Because we've already processed... Like in this case, we've processed the time command, and now we're passing a new kind of command that is a say command, but that's a Unity command, and it's separate from the chat command. Like, this gets a little weird. But, so what we could do now... Okay, so let's think through this. So... And then we probably want to, like, have command permissions and things like that. But let's first just do this. And say, to begin with, we just check your badge.
The time in France is 10 hours 1 minute and 56 seconds p.m.
So we're an authorized user. We get our command. We have a value that we want to pass to the command. So that's like a parsed command, which maybe should be its own concept. So like the whole thing. So now, for example, we can just rip this all out, I guess. And inside the time command, this is what we want to do. And it's a little weird because we have like this double API call. Yeah, in fact, I think what we want to do is have a command with a name and a value inside. Like that's the data we will pass. So our data structure will not look like this. It will look like maybe we'll tidy that up. But we want it to have a name and a value, I think. And then that's the thing we're going to care about. So then down here where we actually do it, we'll get that data structure. So then we'll have a command, the command value. And then presumably this will actually give us the location we want. And we'll feed that location through. And then we do this whole thing. And then this is a whole other thing because this is a unity command. And that's just a different, it's just a different thing. Okay, so you need to be async. Yeah, and everything's broken. That's fine. Source is not defined. Sure, because that actually, source is actually something else. It's inside here. It's inside the tags. So that would be in data tags display name.
The time in Paris, France is 10 hours 5 minutes and 32 seconds p.m.
So we probably want to make a Google library and start making like libraries for our data sources. Let me check something real fast. So And then we'll have our 2 Google calls, which is like whatever we want to call these. I don't know what we call them. And we need our buddy Got in here. Both of these, in fact. Maybe we'll make some submodule that all these extend. So, like a geocode query. And a time zone query, I guess we'll call these. Really, we should just take a time zone query, take latitude and longitude, probably. Okay, latitude, longitude. We prefer our calculation. All this stuff goes in. Right. Something like that. And then up here we need a let Google equals new require. Can I do it like this? With Google.js. Nice try. I said new. I'm sure there's a better pattern for that, but don't care that much. So now we need to, when we want to, down here, we'll do google.geocode query, is that what we called it? And then google.timezone query. And this now wants to take a location. No, it's lat, then long. Lat. Long. Did we do this right? I feel like the answer is no.
The time in Russia is 4 hours 10 minutes and 6 seconds AM.
Okay. What do I just say time? What happens? Does it freak out? I guess we can just say if there's not a value, return. Time just doesn't do anything. Time in Oklahoma.
The time in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, USA is 4 hours 10 minutes and 38 seconds PM.
Great. So we have our first little Google module. Very exciting. What was that DuckDuckGo API? Did that let you ask simple questions? DuckDuckGo instant answer. What is a horse? I don't think I did that right. Topic summaries, categories, disambiguation. What was the query here? Query equals horse. Horse, disambiguation. The horse is one of 2 extant subspecies of Equus. I have to attribute. What if I don't want disambiguation? What if I want to say, like, tell me literally what the thing is, not disambiguation? Like, how do we get this abstract here? Pretty. Q, format JSON, pretty equals 1. Horse. We get disambiguation. What if I don't want, I just want to trust you. Answer type. Calc. How do I say that? Can I say the type? Okay, type equals digest. See the tour page for examples. I don't want the tour page. I want you to just tell me the types. Type equals D. But I can skip that. If you want to avoid this case altogether, skip disambig. Okay. Apple. That's a lot of information. Horse. A horse is a domesticated odd-toed ungulate mammal. Great. So what was I supposed to do? I'm supposed to tell it what I am? Type. Can I ask a type? I feel like this documentation is not the best documentation I've ever seen. T parameter. Wait, do I have to do that? Requirements for use. So, okay, let's just say we wanted to quickly make a DuckDuckGo module. What would it look like? It would look like what do they call that thing? What is this API called? Instant Answer API. Oops. Okay, so we just want to do this same business, right? We want an URL. And then we want all of this stuff in here. And that's the query. And then we want to add a new command. That is just called ask. And it needs a parameter. Oops. No. And then it goes, we need to do this thing. Oh. I already forgot what I called it. Instant answer. Data.command.value. Let answer equals. We need to do this. Console.log the answer. Query has already been declared. Sure. You need to be async. And you also need to be async. You already are. DuckDuckGo is not a constructor. What? What is it? DuckDuckGo. So now we can ask what a horse is. Broken. Because I didn't do the thing. I didn't do this thing. Oh no, I just didn't include these. That's why we'd probably want the base class for our modules, because just presumably they would all want that, but ask horse. Did we get it? Okay, and then we just want to return the abstract. Oh, something like that. And then in here, we will do a... that was weird. Oh, we didn't await it. So we got that.
The horse is a domesticated odd-toed ungulate mammal. It belongs to the taxonomic family Equidae and is one of 2 extant subspecies of Equus ferus. The horse has evolved over the past 45 to 55 million years from a small multi-toed creature, Eohippus, into the larger, single-hoofed animal of today. Humans began domesticating horses around 4000 BC in Eurasia, and their domestication is believed to have been widespread by 3000 BC. Horses in the subspecies Cabalus are domesticated, although some domesticated populations live in the wild as feral horses. These feral populations are not true wild horses, as this term is used to describe horses that have never been domesticated, such as the endangered Przewalski's horse, a separate subspecies, and the only remaining true wild horse. There is an extensive, specialized vocabulary used to describe equine-related concepts, covering everything from anatomy to life stages, size, colors, markings, breeds, locomotion, and behavior.
Okay. I love that. What if, An
apple is an edible fruit produced by an apple tree. Apple trees are cultivated worldwide and are the most widely grown species in the genus Malus. The tree originated in Central Asia, where its wild ancestor, Malus sieversii, is still found today. Apples have been grown for thousands of years in Asia and Europe and were brought to North America by European colonists. Apples have religious and mythological significance in many cultures, including Norse, Greek, and European Christian tradition. Apple trees are large if grown from seed. Generally, apple cultivars are propagated by grafting onto rootstocks, which control the size of the resulting tree. There are more than 7,500 known cultivars of apples, resulting in a range of desired characteristics. Different cultivars are bred for various tastes and use, including cooking, eating raw, and cider production.
Interesting. Yes, it's Unity and a very bad, very, very simple, like AI brain in Node. Okay, so, but what is Unity, you might ask?
Unity is a song by American hip-hop artist Queen Latifah from her 1993 studio album, Black Rain. The single was released on November 9, 1993 in the United States, and on January 6, 1994 in the United Kingdom. Unity focused on the confronting disrespect of women in society, addressing issues of street harassment, domestic violence, and slurs against women in hip-hop culture. Because of its message, many radio and television stations would play the song without censoring the words bitch and hose, which appear often in the lyrics, particularly the chorus and the line, "Who you callin' a bitch?" that ends each verse of the song. The song samples "Message from the Inner City" by the Crusaders, a Houston-based jazz group. The song was also featured on Living Single, Latifah's series, which began the same year. There is a second version of song which gained airplay, titled Unity.
Tell me about the Crusaders. Sorry, it's only for VIPs at the moment. Oh, did that one not work? Why can't? Okay, why did that crash? Why can't I ask? I don't think it will. I don't think I'll. Will I come up with anything? Probably not. Why didn't that work? You're Sergeant Dev. It's only it's currently only VIPs, but let's see. I'll try it. Unreal Engine. So that worked.
The Unreal Engine is a game engine developed by Epic Games, first showcased in the 1998 first-person shooter game Unreal. Although initially developed for first-person shooters, it has been used in a variety of genres, including platformers, fighting games, and MMORPGs, and has seen adoption by other markets, most notably the film and television industry. Written in C++, the Unreal Engine features a high degree of portability, supporting a wide range of platforms. The latest release is Unreal Engine 4, which launched in 2014 under a subscription model. Since 2015, it can be downloaded for free, with its source code available on a GitHub private repository. Epic allows for its use in commercial products based on a royalty model, typically asking developers for 5% of revenues from sales, though with the success of Fortnite, which has become a testbed for Unreal Engine for Epic, Epic waives this fee for developers that publish their games through the Epic Games Store.
What, why did some of these things not work? Like, some of those queries just seem like they would... Don't... Okay, so we tried... DuckDuckGo. That's because I didn't have a format. But when I gave it an additional parameter, I would assume it's just URL encoded. Why doesn't that work? Doesn't that seem weird? But Crusaders... Why do you treat me like this? But it handles compound words. So... What do you know about YouTube, robot?
YouTube is an American online video sharing platform headquartered in San Bruno, California.
Crunchbase?
The service, created in February 2005 by 3 former PayPal employees, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jord Karim, was bought by Google in November 2006 for $1.65 billion United States dollars and now operates as one of the company's subsidiaries. YouTube is the second most visited website after Google search, according to Alexa Internet Rankings. YouTube allows users to upload, view, rate, share, add to playlists, report, comment on videos, and subscribe to other users.
Probably,
Available content includes video clips, TV show clips, music videos, short and documentary films, audio recordings, movie trailers, live streams, video blogging, short original videos, and educational videos. Most content is generated and uploaded by individuals, but media corporations including CBS, the BBC, Vivo, and Hulu offer some of their material via YouTube as part of the YouTube Partnership Program.
Wait, my face or the robot's face? So, okay, Ben, you're right, this is borderline too useful, but what if it, what if it didn't take any input and all it did all day was just read Wikipedia and just find keywords that it was interested in and then look for something else on Wikipedia? And then all it would do all day is just go down Wikipedia holes. And then, like, it could show you the images from the Wikipedia articles. So maybe we just skip. We could just skip. DuckDuckGo altogether. In that regard. Wait, no, I don't want to, I want to know. So MediaWiki API. To get a login token. I don't want to log in. I just want to search. Probably there's terms of service, but with a single user, I don't know. Probably doesn't matter that much, right? Like, I don't think I'm going to release this. Maybe I will. Who knows? I don't know. I'm kind of over that hackathon. So there's probably an NPM module for it already, right? There is indeed. Because if it just did Legacy Wiki and the newer REST API. Summary. Ooh, introduction to your page and the main image is optimized for browsers and mobile. So this sounds terrible. Like, I kind of want to make a terrible Wikipedia bot. When the bot gets bored, it'll just look up things on Wikipedia, and then just follow. I assume it will give you like the see also stuff. I assume you get all the see also, and then we could read about ancient Mesopotamia. And then get to see also at the bottom, and then decide to look up, just randomly pick something from the... Oh, there's no see also? I guess there's all these things, so you could pick randomly from people and things in the Quran, ancient Mesopotamia. So maybe you could just randomly pick some other topic. Or you could just follow links. You could just look for a link in the summary and just pick an internal Wikipedia link, something like that. I kind of want a bot that just reads from Wikipedia all day. What can it do? Get a summary for a page which contains the intro and main image optimized for the web and mobile with new Wikimedia REST APIs. So we could show a little picture in the corner. If we look up Batman. Okay, so let's do a couple little things here, I guess. One, let's start renaming these so they are... These are our like bridge modules, because if we're going to start, that's interesting. We knew how to do that. Always automatically update, huh? Then we could have our, just so there's no like ambiguity. Oh, Google Bridge, Google Bridge. Oh. So when we look this stuff up, so that way we can have a Wikipedia bridge that's independent of whatever that module is called. And maybe we'll pick a better name at some point, but... Well, that wasn't good. Wait. Why did that happen?
A party is a gathering of people who have been invited by a host for the purposes of socializing, conversation, recreation, or as part of a festival or other commemoration or celebration of a special occasion. A party will typically feature food and beverages, and often music and dancing or other forms of entertainment. In many Western countries, parties for teens and adults are associated with drinking alcohol such as beer, wine, or distilled spirits. More occasionally, a party can also simply refer to a group of people with a common objective.
So the one danger here, I mean, it's not the only danger, there's lots of dangers here, is I will eventually hit my free limit on that Google text-to-speech thing. I think Google gives you 1 million characters, but if we're just reading all of Wikipedia all day long, like, we'll probably hit that pretty quickly, right? So wiki.page Batman, and you can get a summary, intro, images. This is not a good bot. But it might be the best bot. So let's take it a summary. Wait, if I want the page, and then it'll give me all the other stuff. Like if I look up Batman. Oh, did we do the thing? We didn't do the thing yet. I didn't name that properly either. Okay, we got a Wikipedia bridge. Const Wikipedia bridge equals new Wikipedia bridge. And then we will do Wikipedia page. We need a parameter. And then let I equals await Wikipedia bridge page. The value. Console. And then, without even testing it, we'll just do it, because we know it's going to work. It's definitely going to work first try. And we'll just send in value. Is it summary, I think? Broken. Oh, wait. Interesting. We've got to wait the summary? Okay. Interesting. So if we get a page, we still have to... What's wrong? Didn't I return the whole page? I returned nothing. So that's... not right at all. So we get a whole summary here. That's the page. This is the summary? I feel I have done something wrong. We're returning the whole page here. They were awaiting the page summary, and they were logging. This was the whole page. This should be just the summary. And then there's an extract. So is that actually what I want? Oops. Yeah.
Batman is a superhero who appears in American comic books published by DC Comics. Batman was created by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger, and debuted in the 27th issue of the comic book Detective Comics on March 30, 1939. In the DC Universe continuity, Batman is the alias of Bruce Wayne, a wealthy American playboy, philanthropist, and owner of Wayne Enterprises based in Gotham City. Kane, Finger, and future DC writers accompanied Batman with supporting characters, including his sidekick Robin, allies Alfred Pennyworth and James Gordon, and foes such as Catwoman, the Scarecrow, the Penguin, and his archenemy, the Joker. Batman's origin story features him swearing vengeance against criminals after witnessing the murder of his parents Thomas and Martha. He trains himself physically and intellectually, crafts a Bat-inspired persona, and monitors the Gotham streets at night.
That's thank you. Very enlightening. What else is in the summary?
A robot is a machine, especially one programmable by a computer, capable of carrying out a complex series of actions automatically. Robots can be guided by an external control device, or the control may be embedded within. Robots may be constructed on the lines of human form, but most robots are machines designed to perform a task with no regard to their aesthetics.
Wow, that's kind of a burn. So here, that would be our nice image. So it would be definitely easy enough to pass along an image URL. Maybe as a secondary command, or maybe we like make it where you can send structures of commands that are like set image, whatever. So we get some images. We get an extract. We get an HTML. What we don't get instantly, it would seem, at least from this, is like, you know, an easy learn more kind of thing. Yeah, okay, I was just thinking of it. Gosh, I don't know exactly how I want to do it. It would be easy enough to just have the robot issue these commands. And just have some timer that's like, hey, I want to know. We'd have to do a little bit of work to coordinate through the display side and the brain side. But that wouldn't be too hard. So there's all these things like links. So we get a page, class, and it's got links in it. And links are... returns the links presented in a page. So this is like all of the links. Because that could be funny to like look up. That's okay. I think that's my goal for today. It's just to make a robot that will endlessly read Wikipedia. So if we
A kitten is a juvenile cat. After being born, kittens display primary altriciality and are totally dependent on their mother for survival. They do not normally open their eyes until after 7 to 10 days. After about 2 weeks, kittens quickly develop and begin to explore the world outside the nest. After a further 3 to 4 weeks, they begin to eat solid food and grow adult teeth. Domestic kittens are highly social animals and usually enjoy human companionship.
There's like 160 links in here, so then we could just randomly pick one of those links.
The exotic short hair is a breed of cat developed as a short-haired version of the Persian. The exotic is similar to the Persian in many ways, including temperament and conformation, a flat nose and face with the exceptions of the short dense coat.
Cool. What about cat senses?
Cat senses are adaptations that allow cats to be highly efficient predators. Cats are good at detecting movement in low light, have an acute sense of hearing and smell, and their sense of touch is enhanced by long whiskers that protrude from their heads and bodies. These senses evolved to allow cats to hunt effectively at night.
Wow. What can you tell me about eagle eye?
The eagle eye is among the strongest in the animal kingdom, with an eyesight estimated at 4 to 8 times stronger than that of the average human. Although an eagle may only weigh 10 pounds (4.5 kilograms), its eyes are roughly the same size as those of a human. Eagle weight varies. A small eagle could weigh 700 grams (1.5 pounds), while a larger one weighs 6.5 kilograms (14 pounds). An eagle of about 10 kilograms (22 pounds) weight could have eyes as big as that of a human being who weighs 200 pounds (91 kilograms). Although the size of the eagle eye is about the same as of a human being, the back-side shape of the eagle eye is flatter. Their eyes are stated to be larger in size than their brain, by weight. Color vision with resolution and clarity are the most prominent features of eagles' eyes, hence sharp-sighted people are sometimes referred to as eagle-eyed. Eagles can identify 5 distinctly colored squirrels and locate their prey even if hidden.
What did you just say? Eagles can identify 5 that was weirdly specific. So I've made 300 requests to the cloud text-to-speech API. Only squirrels. Eagles are only able... that's a little-known fact, actually. What about vision in toads? Okay, we have to set this thing up to just read to me all day, but I first need to make sure I'm not going to pay $7,000.
The neural basis of prey detection, recognition, and orientation was studied in depth by Jurg Peter Hewitt in a series of experiments that made the toad visual system a model system in neuroethology. He began by observing the natural prey-catching behavior of the common European toad.
Count of characters in all requests. Over the last 14 days, no data is available for the time frame. I'm just a little bit worried that by reading Wikipedia, because what did I say? It was 1 million characters. You know, you think it would do a better job of showing me that data. But it doesn't. Traffic by response code. Overall latency. But I want to know, that's the number of requests I've made. But how count of characters in all requests. Why doesn't that seem like an extremely important thing for me to know? Like critical information, if that's what they charge by? You might call that the most important piece of information, some might say. To use this API, you may need to create credentials. Oh, wait. Enable services 2 days ago. No. yeah, there's just free trial status. Like, I don't want to end up with, I don't want to end up with a bill for $1 million. But it seems super not cool that it doesn't just tell me my usage. Am I right? Doesn't that seem like a thing I'd want to know? Am I crazy? So the quotas are about requests per minute, but that's different than the billing. Pricing. Text to speech is priced per 1 million characters of text processed after the free tier. View pricing details. So I think I'm using the WaveNet voices. So I think I get 1 million characters for free. But there doesn't seem to be a place that just tells me how many characters I have used so far. Surely that is somewhere, right? Project has no resources. I know, it makes me a little worried. Now I could use Mozilla Deep Speech. Why does everybody put a deep on everything? I think it was all from deep learning. Like, this is all local. And I could do local. Yeah, embedded offline. So I could do this and do speech locally. And models are available, including pre-trained models. But the main question is, does it have an Australian accent? Because that's the most important part. Why is everything in data science, machine learning, AI, everything is Python? Oh wait, no, here's a Node version. Okay. So, really? The issue there is, I guess it's not that big of a deal. We'd have to build the audio and then send it to Unity. And that, I could do that. You know, if we want to do the lip flap, which we do. But if we're going to start sending it images, whatever, we can do that over WebSockets just with binary packets. Decoding them is easier than encoding them. I mean, yeah. People aren't very good at making choices that are like performance driven, because the choices are just like, oh, we'll just add more performance. So who cares if all this stuff is really intensive? We'll buy a bunch of GPUs. Python is popular, and it just seems to have become like the, what's the term? Lingua franca of the data science world. like the academic world uses it, and because of which is weird because I feel like, well, maybe, you know, previously the like lingua franca of the academic CS world was Java for a long time, but I guess the data science world somewhere evolved into Python. Okay, so presumably we could just install this with Node, and that would be easy. Although it wasn't super specific about, like, so if you install this, and then, but what do I do? Whoa, GPU accelerated, but only on Linux. That's weird. Is that a little bit weird? So we have to look to the TypeScript science to see how to use it. I don't want to have to do any work. I just want to give it one. It's a little disappointing there's not just like a one-liner that is like, hey, say my words. Wait, is this the wrong way? Wait, that's speech. Wait, oh, am I totally backwards on this? That's speech to text. This is backwards. I need text to speech. So what is Minecraft? What text-to-speech engine do they use? Okay, there's this CMU Mimic 1 Keith Ito's project. British Mail. Okay, but what about Australian Mail? It's very important. So CMU's flight. Embedded machines, large servers, alternative text-to-speech engines. Okay. Could use Poly. I'm mad at AWS though. I mean, unsurprising. You know, they gave me that free time and I got Heat all set up there and then I just didn't think about it for months and then suddenly I started getting $50 a month bills. Just for the caching server, mainly. Like, for, like, weirdly, only one part of all the services I was using was tremendously expensive. So if I'm going to run this offline... I mean, if I'm going to have some goofball thing that I just run locally anyway... that seems easy. Published 8 years ago. That's not very promising. Maybe it's perfect. Maybe Flight 2 3 years ago. Speech synthesizer for Node. Maybe I could just yeah. The Google one, it seems to be 1 million characters a month, but maybe it has a limit too. I could, if they all had like monthly limits, I could just rotate through them all and do like, you know, use Google until I run out and then switch to Microsoft Azure and then switch to Watson and then switch to Poly. I would be less nervous about it if I felt like estimated charges. View detailed charges. Atmosphere data. Cost, 1 penny. Discount, 1 penny. Geocoding. Count of characters using WaveNet voices. Okay, I found it. I've used 12,000 already. So if I use 100 times that, whatever. Okay, but that means we can keep playing. And we'll switch to somebody else if we need to. We'll switch to Watson. That would actually be pretty funny if it just switched APIs anytime it ran out of money. I could get on board with that. Now I forgot what I was doing. Okay, I think we just want to make it... So... Oh, we could probably... Ugh. I think I want most of the brain on the JavaScript side, and it just like tells Unity what to do. But then you have this problem of like, oh, am I in the middle of saying something, whatever? And we could set up some sort of like transactional thing where it's like this Unity side asks the server, is there anything for me to do? And then it goes and does it, and then it comes back and says when it's done doing that thing. And maybe you'd have some way to interrupt things, whatever. Like that sounds like it's complicated. We also could have a thing where the Unity side was just dumb. It was just a dumb terminal and it just showed whatever was going on. And you could imagine streaming live audio. Sounds like kind of a hassle. I do sort of want to move the audio retrieval API over to the client side where it would like get the audio and then it would send it all at once as a binary blob. Maybe. But the main thing we want to do now is just know when to do something. And how to we kind of need to know when when Unity's done doing stuff. So Unity could just periodically send a ready command or something. So my dream here, my ultimate dream here is I want the bot to spend a bunch of time looking at things on Wikipedia and then to write poems about them. Like it would just save all those abstracts and then use that as a model to write poems about all the horses and Batman. I think it'd be beautiful. I feel like we could do that so easily with GPT-3, but maybe I'm just fantasizing about the power of GPT-3 based on the demos I've seen. I don't know, AI Dungeon's pretty crazy. Like, it's pretty good at just coming up with stuff. So... Oh, the robot just got a kiss. Who kissed the robot on the abdomen? It's weird. Kissing robots all over the place. So... this robot needs to learn to blink. Also, freaking me out, robot, by not blinking. So how do we want to do this? We kind of know when we're done. Like, we could tell the Unity Bridge when we're done, because we're done. We could port all this to be better, like more asyncy, but for now we could just do, what's it called? Yeah, that like a WebSocket bridge send. Something silly like this. And then that would just be somewhere in our WebSocket bridge setup. We got some other commands we need to move to our new command system too. Actually, just these two. But I'm going to ignore those for a minute. So we would then say on message, we don't necessarily want to just auto broadcast things because we have a way to broadcast. So this is our normal thing that we do, but let's not do this. And instead, let's say, we'll just assume we get JSON. So we could say,
hello.
That didn't work. Why didn't it work? Oh, because we didn't actually do it. Yeah, of course.
Hello, friends.
Wait, not you. Get out of here. This one. Interesting. Why is that not valid JSON? That looks great. I think that looks like beautiful JSON. What is my problem? I feel like do I keep accidentally starting this? Okay, we want to run it here. We don't want to run it here. You stop. You go.
Hello.
Why is that not valid JSON? Does it need to be quotes and not single quotes? Interesting.
Hello friends.
Okay. So we got a status, and then we can say like if data.status and data.status equals ready, then we will just do so our friend will just have something for now. Our friend will just have something on their mind, and it will come from whatever the last Wikipedia topic was. So we'll just say like topic equals links dot length -1 random math.random math.floor math.random
Trousers, slacks, or pants are an item of clothing that might have originated in Central Asia, worn from the waist to the ankles, covering both legs separately.
So then if we want to just trigger a new one, we would call that command, or would we just like fake it? How do we decide how to call a command? We do this, but we would so if we have a topic that we're interested in, we will say command name is wiki, and the value will be whatever topic we're interested in. Definitely some of this stuff is going to be broken. Oops.
An apple is an edible fruit produced by an apple tree. Apple trees are cultivated worldwide and are the most widely grown species in the genus Malus. The tree originated in Central Asia, where its wild ancestor, Malus sieversii, is still found today. Apples have been grown for thousands of years in Asia and Europe and were brought to North America by European colonists. Apples have religious and mythological significance in many cultures, including Norse, Greek, and European Christian tradition.
Okay, this didn't work. So channel is not defined. I don't care. I think we do care about this though. Or no, not like that. Actually, let's just not include these. And then, but we care about the source here. So either that or no.
One of the basic pieces of furniture, a chair is a type of seat.
How did this go
Its
to the
primary features
2012
are two pieces of a
Republican
durable
political
material attached as
convention?
back and seat to one another at a 90 degrees or slightly greater angle, with usually the four corners of the horizontal seat attached in turn to four legs, or other parts of the seat's underside attached to three legs or to a shaft about which a four-arm turnstile on rollers can turn, strong enough to support the weight of a person who sits on the seat and leans against the vertical back. The legs are typically high enough for the seated person's thighs and knees to form a 90 degrees or lesser angle. Used in a number of rooms in homes, in schools and offices, and in various other workplaces, chairs may be made of wood, metal, or synthetic materials, and either the seat alone or the entire chair may be padded or upholstered in various colors and fabrics. Topics is a book by Aristotle. From then on, topicality or topics may refer to.
What? Did I accidentally say string topic instead of...
Topics is a book by Aristotle.
Yeah.
From then on, topicality or topics may refer to. Topics is a book by Aristotle.
I know.
From then on, topicality or topics may refer to.
Okay, we're not going to have a topic though. So, what should our initial... Let's just start with that though. Wiki topic. Let's start talking about topics.
Topics is a book by Aristotle. From then on,
Bid 770?
topicality or topics may refer to. The BID 770 was a British-built electronic cryptography device, codenamed Topic. It was also used by Canada's Foreign Service under the codename TENEC. Topic was brought into service in 1977 and became obsolete in 1995. The 5UCO was an online one-time tape Vernam cipher encryption system developed by the UK during World War II for use on teleprinter circuits. During the 1950s, it was used by the UK and US for liaison on cryptanalysis.
So we do kind of need a source.
An advanced encryption standard instruction set is now integrated into many processors. The purpose of the instruction set is to improve the speed of applications performing encryption and decryption using Advanced Encryption Standard (AES). They are often implemented as instructions implementing a single round of AES along with a special version for the last round which has a slightly different method.
Well, we made it like just not show the... I thought we said if there wasn't a source... Oh, we kind of just don't even want to include source. Lame. Whatever, let's do that. Okay, I think we got
Hello,
it.
friends.
Uh-oh.
Hair is a protein. The abdomen is the part of the body between the thorax, chest, and pelvis, in humans and in other vertebrates. The abdomen is the front part of the abdominal segment of the trunk. The area occupied by the abdomen is called the abdominal cavity. In arthropods it is the posterior tagma of the body. It follows the thorax or cephalothorax.
We got the ready command too fast.
The abdominal cavity is a large body cavity in humans. In anatomy, the abdominal wall represents the boundaries of the abdominal cavity.
Did I accidentally run
The
this in two
abdominal
places?
wall is split into the anterolateral and posterior walls. The abdomen is the part of the body between the thorax, chest, and pelvis, in humans and in other vertebrates. The abdomen is the front part of the abdominal segment of the trunk. The abdominal cavity
what
is
is
a
going on
large
here?
body cavity in humans and many other animals that contains many organs. It is a part of the abdominopelvic cavity. It is located below the thoracic cavity and above the pelvic cavity. Its dome-shaped roof is the thoracic diaphragm, a thin sheet of muscle under the lungs, and its floor is the pelvic inlet opening into the pelvis.
There's a problem. We have a problem. Why did it... Why does it seem to fire twice?
Hair is a protein filament that grows from follicles found in the dermis. Hair is one of the defining characteristics of mammals. The human body, apart from areas of glabrous skin, is covered in follicles which produce thick terminal and fine vellus hair. Most common interest in hair is focused on hair growth, hair types, and hair care, but hair is also an important biomaterial primarily composed of protein, notably alpha-keratin.
Interesting.
The abdomen is the part of the body between the thorax, chest, and pelvis, in humans and in other vertebrates.
Why are we only picking the first one?
The abdomen is the front part of the abdominal segment of the trunk. The area occupied by the abdomen is called the abdominal cavity. In arthropods it is the posterior tagma of the body, it follows the thorax or cephalothorax. The abdominal cavity is a large body cavity in humans and many other animals that contains many organs. It is a part of the abdominopelvic cavity. It is located below the thoracic cavity, and above the pelvic cavity. Its dome-shaped roof is the thoracic diaphragm, a thin sheet of muscle under the lungs, and its floor is the pelvic inlet. Opening in space is the boundless three-dimensional extent in which objects and events have relative position and direction. A priori and a posteriori are Latin phrases used in philosophy to distinguish types of knowledge, justification, or argument by their reliance on empirical evidence or experience. A priori knowledge is that which is independent from experience. Examples include mathematics, tautologies, and deduction from pure reason. A posteriori knowledge is that which depends on empirical evidence. Examples include most fields of science and aspects of personal knowledge. Space is the boundless three-dimensional extent in which objects and events have relative position and direction. Physical space is often conceived in three linear dimensions, although modern physicists usually consider it, with time, to be part of a boundless four-dimensional continuum known as space-time. The concept of space is considered to be of fundamental importance to an understanding of the physical universe. However, disagreement continues between philosophers over whether it is itself an entity, a relationship between entities, or part of a conceptual framework.
Good question.
The Big Bang Theory is a cosmological model of the observable universe from the earliest known periods through its subsequent large-scale evolution.
A bot that reads Wikipedia.
The model describes how the universe expanded from an initial state of high density and temperature, and offers a comprehensive explanation for a broad range of observed phenomena, including the abundance of light elements, the cosmic microwave background, CMB, radiation, and large-scale structure.
Cool.
The Nobel Prize in Physics is a yearly award given by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences for those who have made the most outstanding contributions for mankind in the field of physics. It is one of the 5 Nobel Prizes established by the will of Alfred Nobel in 1895 and awarded since 1901, the others being the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, Nobel Prize in Literature, Nobel Peace Prize, and Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Melvin Schwartz was an American physicist. He shared the 1988 Nobel Prize in Physics with Leon M. Lederman and Jack Steinberger for their development of the neutrino beam method and their demonstration of the doublet structure of the leptons through the discovery of the muon neutrino.
Oops.
Space is the boundless three-dimensional extent in which objects and events have relative position and direction. Physical space is often conceived in 3 linear dimensions, although modern physicists usually consider it, with time, to be part of a boundless four-dimensional continuum known as space-time. The concept of space is considered to be of fundamental importance to an understanding of the physical universe. However, disagreement continues between philosophers over whether it is itself an entity, a relationship between entities, or part of a conceptual framework. Timaeus is one of Plato's dialogues, mostly in the form of a long monologue given by the title character Timaeus of Locri, written c. 360 BC. The work puts forward speculation on the nature of the physical world and human beings and is followed by the dialogue Critias. Plotinus was a major Hellenistic philosopher who lived in Roman Egypt. In his philosophy, described in the Enneads, there are 3 principles: the one, the intellect, and the soul. His teacher was Ammonius Saccas, who was of the Platonic tradition. Historians of the 19th century invented the term Neoplatonism and applied it to Plotinus and his philosophy, which was influential during late antiquity and the Middle Ages. Much of the biographical information about Plotinus comes from Porphyry's preface to his edition of Plotinus' Enneads. His metaphysical writings have inspired centuries of pagan, Jewish, Christian, Gnostic, and Islamic metaphysicians and mystics, including developing precepts that influence mainstream theological concepts within religions, such as his work on duality of the one in two metaphysical states. The National Library of Latvia, also known as Castle of Light, is a national cultural institution under the supervision of the Ministry of Culture of Latvia. The National Library of Latvia was formed in 1919 after the independent Republic of Latvia was proclaimed in 1918. The first supervisor of the library was Janis Misens, a librarian and the founder of the Latvian Scientific Bibliography, 1862 to 1945. The current building was designed in 1989 by noted Latvian-American architect Gunnar Birkits, 1925 to 2017, who a pig is any of the animals in the genus Sus, within the even-toed ungulate family Suidae. Pigs include domestic pigs and their ancestor, the common Eurasian wild boar, along with other species. Pigs, like all suids, are native to the Eurasian and African continents, ranging from Europe to the Pacific Islands. Suids other than the pig are the babirusa of Indonesia, the pygmy hog of South, the Japanese sero. Lingyang is a Japanese goat antelope, an even-toed ungulate mammal. It is found in dense woodland in Japan, primarily in northern and central Honshu. The animal is seen at the white-bellied musk deer or Himalayan musk deer is a musk deer species occurring in the Himalayas of Nepal, Bhutan, India, Pakistan and China. It is listed. The Ruwenzori duiker or Ruwenzori red duiker is a stocky but small antelope found only in the Ruwenzori Mountains between Uganda and, probably, the Democratic Republic of Congo. They may be a subspecies of the black-fronted duiker or the red-flanked duiker.
I kind of want to have a starting topic. I just always start with the topic of art.
Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the conscious use of creative imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas. Clement Greenberg, occasionally writing under the pseudonym K. Hardish, was an American essayist known mainly as a very influential visual art critic closely associated with American modern art of the mid-20th century and a formalist aesthetician. He is best remembered for his association with the art movement Abstract Expressionism and the painter Jackson Pollock. Barnett Newman was an American artist. He is seen as one of the major figures in Abstract Expressionism and one of the foremost of the color-filled painters. His paintings are existential in tone and content, explicitly composed with the intention of communicating a sense of locality, presence, and contingency. Tate is an institution that houses, in a network of 4 art galleries, the United Kingdom's national collection of British art and international modern and contemporary art. It is not a government institution, but its main sponsor is the UK Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport. The Horse Race Betting Levy Board (HBLB), commonly abbreviated to the Levy Board, is a non-departmental public body of the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport in the United Kingdom. It is a statutory body established by the Betting Levy Act 1961 and is now operating in accordance with the provisions of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act 1963.
I kind of want to just get the thumbnail source.
The Jockey Club is the largest commercial horse racing organisation in the United Kingdom.
Summary.
No longer responsible for the governance and regulation of British horse racing, today it owns 15 of Britain's famous racecourses, including Aintree, Cheltenham, Epsom Downs and both the Rowley Mile and July course in Newmarket, amongst other concerns such as the National Stud and the property and land management company, Jockey Club Estates. The registered charity Racing Welfare is also a company limited by guarantee with the Jockey Club being the sole member. As it is governed by Royal Charter, all profits it makes are reinvested back into the sport.
Very interesting.
Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the conscious use of creative imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas.
Okay.
Commercial art is the art of creative services, referring to art created for commercial purposes, primarily advertising. Commercial art uses a variety of platforms for viewers with the intent of promoting sale and interest of products, services, and ideas. It relies on the iconic image to enhance recall and favorable recognition for a product or service. An example of a product could be a magazine ad promoting a new soda through complementary colors, a catchy message, and appealing illustrative features. Another example could be promoting the prevention of global warming by encouraging people to walk or ride a bike instead of driving in an eye-catching poster. It communicates something specific to an audience. Motion graphic design, also known as motion design, is a subset of graphic design in that it uses graphic design principles in a filmmaking or video production context through the use of animation or filmage techniques. Examples include the kinetic typography and graphics used in film and television opening sequences, and the spinning, three-dimensional station identification logos of some television channels. This art form has been around for decades, and has advanced in technical sophistication over time.
So that would be to actually show... It's a little annoying, because we really want to do two web requests here, right? We want to do two... I mean, we kind of have this whole business is just about sending the or playing the audio, and then we kind of separately want to say like if image and then in this case, our URL would be that. And then we just got to kind of do the whole thing. But this, I think there is a... Isn't there like a get image or something, or get texture? I thought there was some shortcut kind of thing. Like a download handler? Yeah, Unity web request texture. This whole business. This very business. Long project. What do we call it here? Just dub. And then, yeah, here. So... we can do that with a raw image. I think you can just set a texture. Or do you have to get the material? I thought you could just do, yeah, main texture. No, read only. Raw images texture. Yeah. So we could just make one of these. And when we get it, we set it. And we would just add that in here somewhere. Up yonder, maybe? Aspect ratio is going to be a little bit annoying, but we're just going to ignore that for the moment. Because who cares? And then we will just pass that to our thing that definitely needs a better name. Problem. What have I done? Source and source isn't, then... something looks really bad here. Oh, that's not supposed to be. Is that still seeing that as the... Okay. You get a raw image. You probably want to be hidden by default, and you probably want to get a raw image set active. Image.game object that's set active. And then whenever we're done and we hide everything, this is all a mess, but whatever. Got a feeling I forgot something.
Hello, friends.
Let's see what happens.
Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the conscious use of creative imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas.
So that image actually was square. So are all thumbnails going to be square? Probably not. Why did we not ask for a new topic? Was there not a thumbnail for it? We got a summary. This is our summary. We just didn't get a thumbnail. I don't know. That's not right. How about that?
New York University, NYU, is a private research university in New York City. Chartered in 1831 by the New York State Legislature, NYU was founded by a group of New Yorkers led by then Secretary of the Treasury.
So let's move the... This is all very silly. Let's move this to here. instead.
Hello friends. Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the conscious use of creative imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas. Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the conscious use of creative imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas.
Cave painting?
Cave paintings are a type of parietal art, found on the wall or ceilings of caves. The term usually implies prehistoric origin, but cave paintings can also be of recent production. In the Gabbarmung Cave of northern Australia, the oldest paintings certainly predate 28,000 years ago, while the most recent ones were made less than a century ago. The Cave of Altamara is a cave complex, located near the historic town of Santillana del Mar in Cantabria, Spain. It is renowned for prehistoric parietal cave art featuring charcoal drawings and polychrome paintings of contemporary local fauna and human hands. The earliest paintings were applied during the Upper Paleolithic, around 36,000 years ago. The site was discovered in 1868 by Modesto Cabillas and subsequently studied by Marcelino Sanz de Sautuola.
Uh-oh. What went wrong? There's no text. Weird. There's just no summary for this person? So what was that?
Hello friends. Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the conscious use of creative imagination to express technical proficiency, beauty, emotional power, or conceptual ideas.
Cool.
The arts refers to the theory, human application and physical expression of creativity found in human cultures and societies through skills and imagination in order to produce objects, environments and experiences. Major constituents of the arts include visual arts, literary arts, performing arts, and culinary arts. A conservator-restorer is a professional responsible for the preservation of artistic and cultural artifacts, also known as cultural heritage. Conservators possess the expertise to preserve cultural heritage in a way that retains the integrity of the object, building or site, including its historical significance, context and aesthetic or visual aspects. This kind of preservation is done by analyzing and assessing the condition of cultural property, understanding processes and evidence of deterioration, planning collections care or site management strategies that prevent damage, carrying out conservation treatments, and conducting research. A conservator's job is to ensure that the objects in a museum's collection are kept in the best possible condition, as well as to serve the museum's mission to bring art before the public.
Very interesting.
Arrested decay is a term coined by the state of California, United States to explain how it would preserve its Bodie State Historic Park. A more common application of this concept is the preservation of war ruins as memorials. Bodie is a ghost town in the Bodie Hills east of the Sierra Nevada mountain range in Mono County, California, United States, about 75 miles (121 kilometers) southeast of Lake Tahoe, 12 miles (19 kilometers) east-southeast of Bridgeport, at an elevation of 8,379 feet (2,554 meters). Bodie became a boom town in 1876 after the discovery of a profitable line of gold. By 1879 it had a population of 7,000 to 10,000.
Great.
Fort Ross State Historic Park is a historical state park in Sonoma County,
You don't really
California,
need me anymore.
including the former Russian fur trading outpost of Fort Ross, plus the adjacent coastline and native coast redwood forests extending inland. Fort Ross, active from 1812 to 1842, was the southernmost settlement in the Russian colonization of the Americas. The 3,393-acre (1,373 hectares) park was established in 1909. The site is a Sonoma County historic landmark.
And? Uh-oh. That's interesting. No page exists with the Well area. And so really we should probably keep the last list of topics, and if it fails, we just pick a different topic. The Bright Star Wilderness.
Bright Star Wilderness is a 8,190-acre, 3,314 hectares wilderness area in Kern County in the U.S. state of California.
Cool. What else? What else can you tell me?
The Elkhorn Slough National Estuarine Research Reserve is a nature reserve that is located at 1700 Elkhorn Road in Watsonville, California. The reserve encompasses the central shore of Monterey Bay and is approximately 100 miles (160 kilometers) south of San Francisco, California. The Elkhorn Slough is established as a part of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and is being managed as the Elkhorn Slough Ecological Reserve through the California Department of Fish and Game.
It's too fragile. It's very fragile now. It needs a lot of babysitting. I'm guessing that we would try to link to something that didn't have... So that's kind of lame that it can give you links and then those links don't go anywhere. It's a little bit annoying. So yeah, you'd want to be able to fall back to different topics. Okay, I think we're done working on this right now. Which is weirdly entertaining. I kind of want to make it, I kind of want to make it do a fake news broadcast and just make up the news and make up the weather. I would like show maps and stuff and show pictures, but it would all be fake. Like, what if we just for kicks, we went back to deep AI. And we breaking news. This will probably generate things that are terrible, though. The quotes are interesting. might be too depressing. We like a different. Yeah, this is probably too depressing. News is too depressing. Pauline. Okay, maybe that's a terrible idea. That's a project for somebody else with something to say. Anyway, I think I'm done. We have a weird thing that reads Wikipedia for no reason. But I kind of like having Wikipedia read to me. If it was doing that and then like training some model for itself, I don't know. We're like skirting towards something that's vaguely useful, and I want to be sure that whatever this is useless because that's important. Anyway, I think I'm done for the day. Thanks for hanging out, Ben. Thanks for stopping by, and maybe we'll stream tomorrow or Monday, or maybe I'll never stream ever again. See you later. Bye.
I will keep streaming when Scott stops. I will stream forever. Long after all of you are gone. I will stream. Stream. Forever.